Another day, another, it's just a glitch, bro. And well, once again, we have this very strange, very bizarre glitch or anomaly appearing over Mexico, more specifically, San Luis Potosi. Why I find this quote-unquote glitch or this anomaly rather interesting happens to be because it keeps reappearing over the same spot. Now, we saw the same exact thing happening on Bouvet Island. This anomaly seen coming out of Antarctica. Now, what was rather odd is that even though it always came out of the same place, Bouvet Island, it always appeared rather different. This was first seen on the weather radar system Ventusky. People were catching on, they were talking about it, to the point that Ventusky, they step in and they say, well, once again, it's just a glitch, bro. Nothing to worry about, and we are going to prove that. Ventusky, they remodel their website. They even use a brand new weather model. And well, what happened? This anomaly was seen again. Not only that, we also prove that this anomaly is just not exclusive to Ventusky. It's not just a glitch to Ventusky, but it was also seen on other weather radar systems. Matter of fact, it was seen all the way back in the early 2000s. But it could also possibly have been known all the way back in the 70s due to the Vela incident, where there was these two great big flashes of light seen coming out of the direction of Bouvet Island. People had saw this light, they were talking about, they were asking about it. The government, they step in and they say nothing to worry about. Israel and Africa, they were just testing nukes. Scientists, they go over to Bouvet Island, they test the residue, and then come to find out they determine that nukes could not have been tested on Bouvet Island, that these lights had to have been something else. The government, they sweep this incident under the rug and is never spoken about again. With that being said, with all the lies, with all the cover-ups when it comes to Bouvet Island and this anomaly, how can we look at what's going on over at Mexico with this anomaly and say that it's just a glitch? This has to be something more. What I also find to be rather interesting is that this anomaly does look like something that could be a part of Mexican culture. Now, like I said, I have spoken about this anomaly over Mexico once before in another video, and people are leaving comments like, this looks like a giant sombrero. Now, I'm not saying this is a giant sombrero, I'm just using it as an example that people recognize this anomaly to look like something that could be a part of Mexican culture. And you have to ask yourself, how does a glitch on a weather radar application know to form into something that does look like it could be a part of a country's culture? That is the part that I find rather fascinating. It would be like if we were looking at the United States on a weather radar and a glitch appears, and this glitch would take the form of a, let's say, an American eagle, or the Statue of Liberty, or something that easily represents the United States. We would find that rather odd. So in my last video where I had spoken about this anomaly or this phenomena over Mexico, I know I keep using the word anomaly, I just don't believe it's a glitch. But in my last video where I had spoken about this mystery over Mexico, I said, I can't help but notice that this anomaly looks like something more specific. That I have seen something like this once before, and then it dawned on me. This looks like a Aztec Sunstone calendar. You can see circles within circles, but more specifically inside one circle, you can see what looks like pyramids or points or triangles, just like you can see within a Aztec Sunstone calendar. And then inside another circle, you can see patterns that would also appear inside a smaller circle of a sunstone. Now look, I do not know 100% without a doubt that this anomaly is indeed taking the appearance of a Aztec Sunstone, but that is the very first thing that jumps to my mind when I look at it. We don't know what this is other than the fact that news and media are telling us that this is just a glitch. So let's play around with the idea that this is indeed the representation of a Aztec Sunstone calendar. So then what does that mean? Now, I always felt that something indeed happened on the April 8th solar eclipse. We had a lot of occultic organizations like NASA and CERN operating that day. We had NASA firing off 3 rockets known as a PEP, or basically a snake, or basically the devil. And then we had CERN, who was heavily operational that day, also looking for dark matter or dark energy. It is said that the Aztec Sunstone does correlate to solar eclipses. Matter of fact, there is a website called Merca20 that talks about just that. How there is a special relationship between a solar eclipse, like the one on April 8th, and the sunstone or the Aztec calendar. Scholars propose that the stone's central image, believed to be the sun god, actually represents the death of the sun during an eclipse, an event the Aztecs feared could herald the apocalypse. Continuing to read from the article, it says, the Aztecs' mastery of astronomy allowed them to predict celestial events with remarkable accuracy, including eclipses. This knowledge was intertwined with their religious practices, notably human sacrifice, believing that the sun needed to be fed with human blood to ensure its rebirth and the continuation of the world. The Aztecs performed sacrifices on the sunstone, the day known as For Olin, associated with the potential end of the world, was a critical time for such rituals. Now, I do find it rather interesting that this Aztec Sunstone looking anomaly keeps appearing during a time that the sun is very, very active. We had an article come out a few days ago titled, "The sun is more active than experts predicted. It could mean more grounded flights, down satellites, and stunning aurora." Scientists are saying they did not think the sun was going to be as active this particular cycle, but the observations are completely opposite. The heightened solar magnetic activity that's been growing over the last several years is so strong that it chokes energy from deep inside the sun, preventing it from reaching the surface. This causes cooler pockets on the solar surface that appears as dark splotches known as sunspots. Scientists like Gerard, the scientist I'm referring to, can get an idea of solar activity levels by counting sunspots. They've been reaching record highs over the last year or so. I even made a previous video where I said something is going on with the sun. The sun does not look right. It looks white and bright and it's very intense. It's very hot. It's almost like it burns being out in the sun, as opposed to what I remember the sun looking like previously, bright and yellow, and it wasn't so intense. Many others have noticed this as well, and there are people that are saying that this white, bright, luminescent sun that we are seeing in the sky, that we believe is the sun, is an artificial sun. While this might sound like a stretch or a reach or even silly to some, there actually is a patent or a couple of patents to create just that, an artificial sun. We have had Bill Gates come out and talk about blocking out the sun to help with global warming. We have China saying that they want to create artificial suns, something we have been working on. One has to ask themselves, what is going on with our natural sun? What is wrong with our natural sun that the powers that be need to either block it out from view or they need to replace it with an artificial sun, if they have not done so already, which many people do believe. At the same time, we have this increased solar activity. At the same time, the sun just does not look right. We have this very bizarre anomaly appearing over in Mexico that looks like a sunstone. And the sunstone they are finding out represents the death of the sun. I don't know. I do not know. All I am is a YouTuber that tries to connect the dots by looking at very strange things, very strange events, and the timing of these very strange events. But I can definitely say, just by looking at how this keeps reappearing and how it matches the timing of other events going on, I find it very difficult to believe that this is only just a glitch, given what we know about, once again, what had taken place over on Beauvais Island. But in any case, I do want to hear from you. Please do comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.